Blink, blink, blink. I see the red record button. Welcome, everyone, again. Thursday. It's that time of the week. It is time for Raw Talkin' It with me, Andrew, a.k.a. Titus, and my good little buddy Joe, a.k.a. Might Be Joe, a.k.a. Possibly Joe, a.k.a. What's another thing that would rhyme with Possibly Joe? Formidably Joe?
You should have given me that. You should have given me that prompt before you hit the record button, so I could have had.
It's raw. It's raw. This is just how we do this. This is what happens.
No, that's a joke that's better when it's edited.
I don't know. This is much more fun because it makes us look like idiots, and that's what the people really come to see. And today we're discussing a lot of stuff. Really, we got a Smash reveal, a major anime titty game dropped that's fucking fantastic. Our world is dead. It's on fire. It's gone.
To those of you in the future watching this, that's old news. But
okay. So you know what? Since we're on this topic, let's get into this real quick. There's a theory. All right. Let's say time travel was invented and is real. Right. And somewhere way in the future, time travel happens. We could be looking at right now the best timeline of 2020. Because someone could have gone back and fixed the worst timeline. Wrap your head around that for a second. This is the best timeline of 2020. I'll pause for effect.
I
hate it.
I think 2020
I hate it.
I think 2020 disproves time travel.
Does it though? I think 2020 proves stupidity, maybe.
All I'm saying is, at least we wouldn't have had murder hornets, right?
So were they confirmed murder hornets as well? Because also there's a thing...
that was a 100% real thing.
Okay, well, no. But I saw a thing that Coyote Peterson, I think is his name, or Brave Wilderness did, the guy who does the steam stuff. He did a thing about the cicada wasp, or whatever, the cicada killer. It looks very similar to a murder hornet.
I'll be honest, I just know murder hornets by headlines. I don't actually know what they look like.
Right, yeah. I mean, they're from Asia. Hey, Michael, what's up, buddy? I can't remember if they're like Japan or Thailand or China or I don't know what they are. I know they're like in that area there, but I can't remember exactly what they're from. I think they're Japanese murder hornets, to be completely honest with you. And yeah, they kill honeybees. Anyway, there's also the cicada killer that lives on top of treetops basically and eats cicadas because that's what it does.
What? Isn't that wouldn't that be a terrible evolutionary model to have your primary prey be something that has this weird 7-year cycle? Like, what a dumbass trait. Like, come on.
What a dumbass evolution. Hey, you bug, you're fucking stupid.
We're gonna eat really well, but only every 7 to 14 years.
Fuck yeah, baby. Ugh, gross. God damn, that sucks. So, after we've talked about murder hornets and the best timeline of 2020, let's fucking discuss that goddamn Smash drop. Holy shit.
Not until you start moving in game.
Oh, okay, here. Done. There we go.
That is not how you play this game, and I resent that. Kitty, all I'm saying is I've been watching a lot of Tier Zoo recently, and I was really trying my best to not just break into how they talk about stuff, because that channel is amazing. If you're unfamiliar, Andrew, you should become familiar.
Okay.
Tier Zoo is hilarious.
Yeah, no, I know what Tier Zoo is.
Okay. I finally subscribed recently, and so it's been on my feed more, and I've been watching backlog.
I think Max sent us Tearzu, I believe.
In the YouTube recommendation thingy that you're not a part of, yes.
Well, he sent us Tearzu a long time ago.
He probably did. But they even did a collab with that PBS show that I really like, PBS Eons. Like, it's made by Hank Green, so the SciShow guys. It's their studio, but PBS is like a funding of that channel, and they did a collab episode with Tearzu, and it was really good. It was so much fun.
All right, sorry, I was getting a guest for next week, real fast. I'll see if it'll work. I think it'll work. It'll be cool.
The only thing is we have to make sure we leave this episode on a cliffhanger, and you must make them pick that cliffhanger up with no context.
I don't think I have to do any of that.
That's how this works.
Oh, well, maybe. We'll see. Who knows?
All I'm saying is I listen to a lot of podcasts with guest appearances, and I'm just saying.
So that means I have to, like, also cut fade to black, and then, like, creepy music starts in the background, like some...
No, we're not talking about Radio Lab. Jeez.
Oh, damn, and we have to finish each other's sentences, too.
I actually have not. I have not listened to Radio Lab in a very long time.
I gotta say, their dinosaur episode is insanely good. Insanely good. But God, I can't fucking stand it when they do this, like, alternating, finishing their sentences stuff.
It's so funny because it's just highly edited content, and you're a huge Alpharad fan.
I love Alpharad.
And he's all about the edits and the fast edits and the, like, punchline
like
and
the
then
funny
moving
cuts
on.
And shit. Oh
yeah,
God, the funny
it's
cuts
really
are
good. And
so
and
good.
Radiolab is the same exact thing except for dramatic effect instead of comedic effect.
But it's this
usually.
like they alternate saying the same fucking sentence, and it makes it so infuriating.
I mean, I understand. I have come to terms with that fact that not everyone likes Radiolab, but genuinely, I haven't listened to that in ages. I mostly listen to this minigame section is just rough. I mostly listen these days to you only have to hit one for the story version.
There's one later on that you have to do that's a lot worse.
There's a trophy. You just have to go back and do them all. But no, I listen to SciShow Tangents, which I will happily plug because everyone should listen to that podcast. It is so good. I will completely shill for them for free. That podcast is amazing.
Hashtag not an ad. I just listen to podcasts about fast food because I'm dumb, and it's actually really, really funny.
Whatever. Like, if it's good content, it's good content.
Oh, it is a podcast that legitimately makes me laugh out loud a lot. So I look like a goddamn crazy person.
I have several that I follow. Since I have not been commuting in several months, I don't listen to very many of them too often.
Thanks, Obama.
Dungeons and Daddies is the one. Has me.
I fell off on that one a little bit.
Oh my god, I cannot handle
funny.
that one. It is so fucking funny.
It's very funny.
We're like 5 or 6 episodes behind now, but we're gonna catch up soon.
Yeah, I'm very behind. I haven't.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I haven't caught up in a while. There's also a podcast that I've been listening to that's about like plane crashes, or there's a lot of plane crashes, but it's like what went wrong and what did the industry do to help improve afterwards. And so that's a really cool podcast. They're very digestible. They're like 40 minutes or so.
I have
Hashtag not an ad still, by the way.
SciShow Tangents is 30 minutes, and I really like that one. Then I've got Dungeons and Daddies, which is anywhere from 45 to like an hour and a half.
Yeah, they're pretty long.
It can be pretty long. Dear Hank and John is an hour.
That's Hank Green, right?
That's Hank and John Green.
Yeah.
John Green being the one that wrote The Fault in Our Stars. He's the book guy.
Mm.
And that one is really funny. It's a comedy podcast in the format of those like Dear Abby like advice columns. So people write in questions and they answer them, but the whole gag is that they give terrible advice. Don't listen to our advice. And so, yeah, that's the gag, and it's hilarious. It's genuinely really funny. They have great banter off of each other. They do not take themselves seriously at all, except for the few times where they really do. Like, most of it is stuff like, one of the most famous bits is this girl wrote in, she's like, so I've been secretly learning to play the violin for the last 3 years.
How do you secretly... Okay, wait, let's back this up. Let's back this up for a second. How do you secretly learn to play a violin? Are you playing in a goddamn locked room with soundproof walls?
They address this. But they're like, she's like, I've secretly been learning to play the violin for the last several years. I'm not quite ready yet, but how do I reveal this to my family? Because they know nothing. And she's like, in high school, lives at home, like, level of, how do I reveal this? There was the secret snake episode where this kid wrote in and he asked his parents for a pet snake and they said no, so he bought one anyways and then was hiding it in his room.
How did you feed it?
But now he's moving to college and he can't take the snake with him, and so he has to figure out what to do with it.
How does that happen?
Now, okay.
How'd you feed it?
Are all of these real?
Okay.
I don't know, but you know what? I don't care. I don't care.
Funny. That's fucking funny. Holy shit.
And they have great moments like that where it's like absolutely insane stuff. But then they do occasionally do serious stuff. Like when the pandemic started, they had several episodes of like, how do I deal with the world right now? Or they have things like, how do I come out to coworkers? Or how do I uninvite someone from a party? Or, you know, like legitimate social like situations. They do a little bit of that, but it's really, really funny. And they also take just like science questions like, why is Jupiter the color that it is, or whatever? And John Green, who knows nothing about science, will attempt to guess, and then Hank Green will like answer. Anyways, it's an incredibly funny show. Highly recommend. And the best part is it's a weekly podcast that's an hour long. There's like 600 episodes or something like that.
Damn.
Let me check. There are okay, I apologize. There's 259, but still it's a weekly podcast, so 259 is like 5 years. So it's really fun. If you start from the beginning, which you don't have to at all, but if you start from the beginning, it means you get to have this like accelerated view of going through certain world events, which is really cool. The reason that one came to mind is I think the third episode has a guest star or something. Like they started it, and then 2 episodes later, they already had to have guest hosts for one of the 2 of them.
Oh damn!
Here goes nothing.
But, anyways, Dear Hank and John, genuinely hilarious. And then
I cannot remember how to do this fucking mini game.
It's Battleship, but it's hard. I don't know. The things move. The other one, also from the Hank and John people, in this case John, is the Anthropocene Reviewed. It's like a 30-minute podcast, sometimes less, sometimes only like 20. And it's weird. What it is it's called the Anthropocene Reviewed. And ostensibly, and the way he describes it is, it reviews facets of the human-centered world on a 5-star scale. That is theoretically what it is. In practice, it's a memoir in podcast form, but he still does the review bit, but it's a lot of personal stories and anecdotes and his experiences with the world. So it's like half serious, reflective, whatever, and then it's like half comedy. And so like the first episode, every episode he reviews, most episodes he reviews 2 things. And the first episode he reviewed the Canada Goose and Diet Dr. Pepper. The second episode he reviewed Halley's Comet and cholera. And then the third episode he reviewed the act of Googling strangers and Kentucky bluegrass, the plant.
What?
Yeah, but it's great.
What?
It's great. The Googling strangers bit legit almost made me cry in my car. I like almost had to pull over. That one was very sad.
Oh,
But then he's also reviewed the Taco Bell breakfast menu,
okay.
Piggly Wiggly, the store.
Oh my god.
He had an episode where he reviewed Tetris and the seed potatoes of Leningrad.
I fucking love Tetris, though, to be fair. Tetris is
His review of Tetris was really, really interesting because,
love Tetris.
I mentioned that it was like half memoir, right? But he doesn't ignore the historical bits. Like, he goes in depth and talks about the history of Tetris and where it came from,
That's
the
really
Soviet Union. Yeah, so like he doesn't ignore that, but then he'll also have bits where he talks about, you know, his own experiences in life and just like people that he knew and things that he's done. Let's see. He had an episode where he reviewed Scratch and Sniff stickers and the Indianapolis 500.
What the actual fuck? This sounds ridiculous.
He reviewed the hot dog eating contests and chemotherapy.
Ooh, chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water.
Let's see. He did an episode. I think it was a New Year's episode. He reviewed the song "Old Lang Syne." He's reviewed. His last few have been way more like memoir-y. And he's actually about to take a break because he's turning the podcast into a book. So he's taking a few months off. He took a few months off to like write the book and do book tours and stuff, and then he's gonna come back and do more podcasts. But yeah, it's genuinely like he doesn't ignore the history stuff. He doesn't ignore the more complex things. But it's so much fun. It's such a good podcast. It will genuinely make you laugh and also make you cry. Like no denying. I need to let you concentrate. This game's hard.
No, you can skip past all of these. They don't mean anything. You don't have to do any of these.
I don't feel like you could originally skip past them.
You might not have been able to, but because I think I beat the game once and this new game plus, that might be what's going on.
That would explain it.
I can
okay.
skip right past them. I just figured it out just recently that you don't have to do shit to those mini games. It really doesn't matter.
Okay. Well then, I listened to the History of Rome, which is a podcast which is now done, which was really, really fun. I started listening to another history podcast by the same guy. I didn't finish it, but it's in like distinct units, and I finished one. I theoretically have a few more to go, but I haven't listened in a long time. But I learned why the French Revolution is such a thing people talk about. I didn't actually know jack shit about the French Revolution.
Yeah, I'm not a big history guy, so it doesn't really matter much to me.
Well, and so that's why what I've told people, I'm not a history guy, so I don't know anything this guy's talking about.
Me either. But the problem is for me is I don't really care to learn it just because it really just doesn't interest me much.
Well, that's the thing. Well, I at least with the History of Rome in particular, his format is always just chronological, and so it's storytelling, and because of that, like. It was fun to listen to, and I learned some stuff, but I listened to it because he told a good story. And the fact that I'm not a history buff means he wasn't treading a lot of ground that I already knew. So I didn't really know what was going to happen next. So the History of Rome, for example, I knew Romulus and Remus. I knew Julius Caesar, kinda. I knew Augustus Caesar, kinda. I'd heard a few other names, Caligula, Nero. They were familiar names, but like...
They were there.
I didn't know that Augustus Caesar's mom, Julius Caesar's former wife, was like a puppet master working in the shadows doing crazy shit. Like, that was really cool to learn about. There was an entire thing where there was like a crisis in the Roman Empire because one emperor just like fell off his horse and died one day.
Oh shit!
Like,
oh right, I mean, even now that somebody if you die.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah, just like it was he either fell off or like ran into a tree branch, like just died, and they were like, "What do we do? He didn't have a son. We don't have an heir. What do we do?" There was, and he does get into some he does some deep dives on specific things. He did a whole thing about he did a Christmas episode where he talked about the Roman origins of the Christmas holiday. That was fun. But yeah, he talked about.
We have different definitions of fun.
No, it's cool. He talks about some really interesting things, and he has an occasionally dry sense of humor, and which is good. And he talks about a lot, crazy stuff, and he's just one guy, just by himself, just talking, just him to the no editing. He edits to remove breaths and that sort of stuff, but not heavily edited, just kind of chats. And he covers something he starts with the founding of the Roman Empire. I guess it was a kingdom originally, but the founding of Rome, the city, which I can't remember the year that was, 700 BC, and then he goes all the way up to I think around 1000-ish AD, so 1700-ish. Oh no. Okay, it looks like he ended the show around 500 AD. So 1,000 years of history he covers. And it's cool. And he does it all in sequential order. For the record, I can also see your face.
Good.
We can talk about funnier things too, but it's a good podcast. I recommend it.
That's good. I'm glad. All right, so I want to point out Kitty's having trouble with a mission in a certain game. I've already alluded to it once. It's the big old anime titty game that everybody's talking about. I actually just got watching my.
Does Genshin Impact also have a Yiga hideout section?
No. No. You break into a church to steal something.
Huh? Wait.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I don't want to necessarily spoil it, just in case, but because it is part of the story. So let's talk about this fucking game, because this game is blowing up right now. 10 million downloads within the first 24 hours, just immediately.
How does my first question, because I know basically nothing, which is good.
Content, baby, content.
How does the game address a story mode when it's got gacha elements?
Okay, so the gacha elements really don't matter too much, honestly.
Aren't they characters?
They're characters, but they're mostly weapons. But you get characters for free while playing the game. So, you get a couple characters. They give you 4 characters immediately. The Traveler, which is your main character. They give you the Fire Archer. Her name's Amber. They give you the Lightning Mommy, who everybody loves. Her name is Lisa, and then they give you the badass, stoic bulge boy Kaya, who is a frost guy.
Googling.
Kaya's great, by the way. And they give you 4 characters like that. Boom, there you go. And then you can play the game. That's all you need. That's literally all you need.
That's not a bulge.
In the game, he has a bit of a bulge.
Okay. I'm just saying the screenshots.
It's not like huge, but you can you can do his profile. You can see some bulge. I'm glad, equal opportunity gaming here. I'm glad they gave it to me.
No, I mean, by all means.
And so so they give you a full cast of characters, and then they give you, because they've had so much stuff, you get free currency. You also just earn currency in the game, so you can roll, and every time you do a 10 times roll, you get either a 4-star character or a 4-star weapon, and then you can use those characters as in your game. Also, if you level up at certain stages, like at level 20, they give you this water healer. She's awesome. I already have her. She's really, really good. And then you do this other event, and then you get this fire spear girl who's insanely good. So they just give you shit, because they know that there's going to be whales who support the game, so they're okay giving you these really couple good free characters Because what's it matter to them? They're making their money off the people who want the 5 stars. Because there's 4-star characters and 5-star characters. But there's 1 through 5 stars on weapons. And so... Anyway.
Are the weapons also people?
No. It's not.
Okay.
It's not Xenoblade.
Okay.
We're only
Well,
stealing. We're only stealing 1 IP at a time.
Okay. Okay.
So the internet has made the game called. The game is dubbed as Breath of the Waifu. I prefer Waifu of the Wild or Breast of the Thyled, which is kidneys, but it's pretty fucking funny, to be fair. And it's actually really, really good. I mean, the art is incredible. The fact that it's free to play is incredible. It's fully voice acted.
Okay, that I didn't know. That is the first thing you've said that actually impresses me. But okay,
Fully voice acted and free. Okay, it's on par with some of the AAA games out there in terms of combat, in terms of content, and it's fully voice acted. What the fuck? Let's break this.
Who made it?
Mihayo. They make another mobile game called Honkai Third Impact. I don't know.
They like the word impact, apparently. All right.
Sorry, Honkai Impact Third. My bad. I got
Oh,
the thing
yeah,
switched
okay.
around. My entire fault. I looked it up.
Oh my god.
They're a Chinese
Sorry,
company.
anime names.
And they're fucking going crazy. Like this game is everywhere right now.
I am shocked I haven't seen it more
I
at least with the people that I watch on YouTube, because I don't actively watch very many streamers. I mostly watch the YouTube content those streamers put out.
So
I'm surprised I have not heard more.
I was watching my teammate who plays Smite with me. She's our support main. I was watching her play, and before I could load her stream, I got of her playing Genshin Impact. I got an Genshin Impact for PS4 ad. Like this, I'm surprised you haven't seen more of it because it's fucking everywhere right now. I mean, for good reation.
I meant from a content standpoint.
Oh,
though
okay.
frankly, I haven't seen very many ads for it either.
I follow a lot of people who do gacha games and stuff because, I play a bunch of gacha games, like specifically for Dragon Ball. I follow a lot of people who do Dragon Ball content, and even they're playing it and making poll videos and stuff like that. Like it's bigger if you're in the right community. So it hasn't reached normies just yet, I don't think. At least I don't think so. I don't know.
Sorry, I just got distracted by some Spider-Man news, which I think might interest you. But we can hold off on that.
We can also talk about Spider-Man here in a little bit too, because there's some stuff I've been wanting to look up and talk about anyway.
Oh, this is movie news.
Oh, that's even better.
But go on.
Okay, so this is the premise. You find this out in the first 30 seconds. So if you guys care about Genshin Impact spoilers or whatever for the first 30 seconds of the fucking game, get out. See ya. Don't do that. Please don't leave me. We need you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. Anyway, basically what you do is you play as this traveler. What would a JRPG or RPG be without gods and goddesses and stuff? So you get to choose the male or the female of the traveler. They're twins or whatever. And then you play as them throughout the game. And then
Does the other twin join you, or does the other twin die?
The other twin gets captured by this crazy goddess who is just like insane.
That's like the Dragon Age 2 did something similar. You pick one of the two siblings, and well, spoilers for the first 10 minutes of that game, the other sibling dies.
And so you get dropped off in this world that you really don't know very much about. You're very much this out of place person.
Wait, is it also an isekai?
What?
You said something about getting dropped off in a new world. Is Genshin Impact also an isekai?
I don't know for sure. They keep they keep alluding to the fact that the person you're playing is not from where this person is from, like where the rest of this country where you're at is from.
Interesting.
It's
Okay,
not,
moving on.
It's not 100% confirmed, but it's very much hinted at. You're kind of different.
Or it's not 100% confirmed for you yet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like you're some kind of like angel or goddess or god or whatever, some kind of like different being. But it's not 100% for sure. So you start off and you immediately see this like dragon thing, and you try to find out. So you start your quest by going into this town and start doing all these side. I mean, you play an RPG. It's very single players driven, and the combat is really cool because there's different weapons. So far, there's sword, there's claymore, so just bigger sword. There's bow, and then there's spellcasters. Basically, they have grimoires, and they just cast elemental magic out of their book. Is their other thing. And then you have elements. You have Geo, you have Cryo, so frost or whatever, blizzard, what have you. You have Hydro, water. You have Pyro for fire, and then I can't remember what they call electricity.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was thinking
it's
about
Electro.
that.
Okay, it is Electro. I thought so, but I didn't want to.
That's such a good segue. Because the Spider-Man news is about Electro.
Oh, they're bringing Electro back, huh?
Not only are they bringing Electro back in Tom Holland's Spider-Man, it's going to be Jamie Foxx again.
Is it really?
It is.
No.
Why is this bad? This article talks about how they brought back J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson. Why not bring back Jamie Foxx as Electro? Practically speaking, I feel like they probably should have done a different Spidey villain, but
I think so too.
We're 3 Spider-Man movies in, and we don't have Doc Ock yet.
Is this true?
This is what this article says. Final talks about casting.
This can't be true.
It's on. I saw it on Reddit, Andrew. It has to be
I
true.
don't want it to be true.
I never saw Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield, so I don't know if it's any good.
It's not great. It's not.
Was
bad.
Electro good?
No.
Oh, okay.
Are we? All right. God, I hope not. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, they call it Electro, and so each different character has a different element. And the cool thing about the game, in terms of the combat, is you have a regular attack. So for a controller, you just mash the X button, and then you can hold the X button. You'll do a charged attack. You have a skill, which is your for controller again is R2. That skill will apply an element. So whenever you're fighting something, there'll be a little element icon over their name. What happens is great is you have 4 characters on a team. You can hit somebody with water, switch to somebody who has frost, hit them with frost, and it will freeze the enemy.
Oh, so we're Divinity now.
Yeah. Actually, yes.
How long have you been on this fight? I know you're supposed to fight him a bunch of times, I just realized it's been a while.
Well, I was talking and not actually hitting a button. Because
We're never going to get to Dragon Warrior monsters like that.
We will. We'll get there. I think. Maybe.
You are actually nearing the end of the game.
Yes, we are. We're pretty close. And so, the cool part about the combat is just the way you can do combat.
I mean, all things aside, I know that Divinity was very well received.
You don't care for it, though, right?
We need to revisit it. I don't like that. I don't like that the game, due to its no respawn nature of it, means that EXP is a limited resource, and because of that, you can't grind for encounters in the same way. If you get to a hard encounter, you just have to go do other things until you can do the hard thing again.
Interesting.
Because nothing respawns in the entire game. And what that ultimately means is that if you walk into an encounter that's too hard, you can't just walk outside and grind.
That's unfortunate.
You have to go do other stuff.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
To grind. And that's what got me. And then the combat ended up being so complex with all of its different intricacies that it would sometimes feel really unfair because there would be something that you didn't realize is true and then you lose an entire encounter. Like, there's a certain amount of like, I expect the AI to be stupid level of stuff, right? Like, I expect them to not take advantage of every system or whatever, but like,
they punish you pretty hard, huh?
Well, they do. So, like, one example is one of the squad mates you can have. You can be this yourself because there's a character creation, but there's also set party members, and you can choose a subset of them. If you choose the undead guy as your party member, the enemy healers will fuck you up.
That's rough.
Enemy healers know that they can do damage to you with things like healing and regen, and they will absolutely abuse it.
That is kind of frustrating.
They don't abuse everything because it would frankly be too complex for them to do so, but they will unintentionally do that sometimes. And then other times, yeah, like any fight with a healer becomes really, really difficult. Like, we did a fight where that involved a bunch of clerics, where there was like one bad guy, and then like he had like 4 healers with him. The undead guy was useless because they kept fucking him up. And that in Divinity, the undead in particular is a nuisance to deal with, because the other thing is all forms of healing do damage, and poison is how you heal. So you also have to like maintain a stock of poison, which is usually an enemy item.
Oh shit,
thing.
Thunder's here. Let's go. Hey, buddy.
You would usually keep poison things to toss at your enemies or whatever, and you have to keep those as health potions, because regular health potions hurt your undead guy. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But anyways, backtracking, Genshin Impact has comboing type stuff.
Yeah. So like, if you combo fire and water, you vaporize them. If you combo thunder and frost, you supercharge them. Or it's supercharge is fire is either frost and thunder or water and thunder, and then the other one is like overconducting one of them, and it does like bonus damage. So like, you get these cool like elements of doing these combos by switching between characters and doing all this stuff. But they also, I mean, I'm gonna call it like it is. They do steal a lot, or inspire by from Breath of the Wild. There's these little floating spirits around that are basically your Korok seeds. You have to lead these floating spirits to these little shrines, and then they give you something.
Well, let's be real. Breath of the Wild, it's not like it defined a genre, but I do think that it was such a unique combination and twist that this is not the last game we're going to see that tries to emulate that. And I don't think that's a bad thing.
I'll give Breath of the Wild credit where it's due. It had really good physics, and like, your interactivity with the world was crazy.
The format of an open world that, like, because there are other open world games like Skyrim, but Skyrim has a lot of really empty space that does nothing, where you might have chance encounters, but there's not anything to do. Whereas Breath of the Wild tried to fill as much of that empty space with little doodads for you to do. Between Korok Seeds and Shrines, if you are starting a brand new game as a new player, you can go in any direction and do anything, and you're gonna find concrete, useful things to do.
This game does a little bit differently because this game definitely. I mean, it is a gacha game. It is a mobile game. Well, it is on mobile, but it is definitely geared and structured more that way. So it does steal a bit from Breath of the Wild. Like you can interact with. You have the Korok seeds, and you have these little things that you can find that you collect and you give to these statues, these towers of the goddesses or whatever. It gives you more stamina, and so it has a lot from Breath of the Wild. Now it's gonna hurt for Joe because I did play Breath of the Wild, and while it wasn't a terrible game, I didn't like it nearly as much as everybody else did.
Well, and that's, you know what, I'm over it. I still think that Breath of the Wild, I can see why some people didn't like it, but for a lot of people, and myself included, Breath of the Wild wasn't just good. It was like a magical experience that took me back to what gaming was for me as a kid.
See, that's crazy.
And I understand that it didn't have that effect for everybody. But that's why it's so hard for me, because it was like a magical experience for me. It really, really was.
The way you feel about that game is kind of how I feel about Genshin Impact. It's so much fun to play. It's all I want to do is play it. I like the combat. I like all the stuff. Like everything I'm doing seems like super fun. The writing is insanely good. The characters are insanely good for a free game. It's crazy. I would have paid $60 for this game, but it's fucking free, and it blows my goddamn mind. Where I paid $60 for Breath of the Wild, and I didn't get what I thought, what I wanted to get out of it. Everybody else did, and that's great. For some reason, that game didn't click for me, but this one does, and I fucking love every second of it. It's
well, and that's
so
and that's
much fun.
great, right? Like, I get it, right? Everybody has different things that bring them back to their childhood or whatever, and everybody has different things that react to them in different ways. You are still on this fight.
No, it's the third time.
Is it the last time?
Yes. Yeah, he's almost done.
Okay. Man. But yeah, no, like, everybody has different things that bring back that nostalgia in full force, and that bring every element that you want to feel. And for me, Breath of the Wild was that, and frankly, Odyssey was that too, right?
Odyssey was great. I will give you that.
I was a hardcore
Odyssey
Nintendo kid, so everything Odyssey did and everything Breath of the Wild did, like, tickled every little nostalgic bit in my brain, like, to the T.
Yeah. Odyssey was a fantastic game.
Yeah, I will. I am really wanting to, especially as I am playing
3D All-Stars.
3D All-Stars.
Yeah.
I am definitely really, like I am feeling that urge to go back and play Odyssey from scratch again. And that may or may not happen. My plan is, if I'm too Mario'd out after doing all 3D All-Stars, I'll play something else first.
I thought you could play Final Fantasy 7R.
That's on the table. That's one of the things I'm considering. That said, I'm I think over 2/3 done with Super Mario 64, already completed Galaxy. I'm not Mario'd out yet, so, like, we'll see.
You still have Sunshine to go, though, so be careful.
I do still have Sunshine, but that's the one I like the most, and that I expect to enjoy the most on replay, so I don't know. That said, my husband never finished that game, and so I may just watch him play it instead or something. I haven't decided yet.
And I would recommend people who have a computer or have a PS4 to download and give Genshin Impact a try, because it is very, very fun. and you really can lose yourself in the color of the world and the fun writing and the characters. Like, there's
Oh, yeah. And it looks gorgeous, and I
Oh,
think
it
you would even
is.
agree if Breath of the Wild didn't impact you the same way. Breath of the Wild's art style is like 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I would
Like-
say its art style is very good. Its art style
Breath
is very
of the
good.
Wild-
I wouldn't say 10 out of 10. I will say 9 out of 10. For me personally, I give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. It is, like I said, it tickled all the right nerves to make me really go back to the way I was. Because when you go back as an adult and you go replay Ocarina of Time, you're like, Hyrule Field isn't that big.
It's really not. It's really not.
It's not. But Breath
When
of
you're-
the Wild
when you're-
captured the way that you, at least for me, it captured the way I felt about the game.
When you're a child, though, that place feels gigantic.
Oh, yeah.
And that's an interesting point, though, because Genshin Impact is, while it is big, it doesn't feel daunting like Breath of the Wild did. Because to me, in my opinion, like, Breath of the Wild is like, oh my god, I gotta go all the way the fuck over here. Is there a shrine I can fucking teleport to real quick? Let me go there. Like, this game is like, I want to walk from here to here. It says it's 400 meters or whatever. It's going to take me like a couple minutes. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's taking me an hour because I found a chest over there and a chest over there, and there's a bunch of people over there I can kill to get a chest, and there's a spirit there, and there's a thing over there. It's like, the game, Genshin Impact to me feels way more full than Breath of the Wild did. Which is weird to say, probably. But I feel like it's a much more fuller game, especially with how the storytelling go. It already has way more and way better voice acting in it than Breath of the Wild did.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild, Zelda is still, it was weird.
Japanese
that-
voices are way better than the English dub.
It was very weird for them to finally embrace voice acting in Zelda, and then not really have it that much. I don't think they did bad. I think every individual VA's performance was really good.
Zelda's performance was
Zelda's
good?
Zelda's is eh.
Zelda's is
I
not
don't have
great.
I don't have any problem with Zelda because she's like royalty, and so she's kind of gonna sound weird. But I think that the 4 champions and the 4 like new champions,
Sexy
right?
Fish Lad's great. I'll give him that. Like Sexy Fish
Yeah,
Lad
no,
is
Mipha
fantastic.
and Sidon, excellent job. Or both. First off, let's just be real. From a VA standpoint, all 4 of the OG champions, stellar performances. Like, people may not like
Alright.
Rivali
Just so you know,
or Daruk, but I think their
unless it's
VAs
really
did a
your
killer
shit.
job. But
I think they did pretty well. I think they did.
but
it's,
even-
it's hard when you have to compare it to like you hear the shocking distance that Zelda is,
Sure.
and then you hear the
What's up?
champions. From that, yeah, the champions
We've
are
located
amazing.
the King of Bahamut. and-
So
Zelda is weird, and I think Breath of the Wild 2 will be really indicative. We're going to learn some stuff about... We're going to get a lot more Zelda voice acting, for obvious reasons, in Breath of the Wild 2.
right.
And I think that people will get more used to it, but we'll see. But like, I think that Urbosa, Rivali, Daruk, and Mipha did an excellent job. Sidon, Teba, and Riju were good. I think that Yunobo was a weird choice, though I don't blame that on him. He's just really weird for a Goron.
hmm
But that's not a problem with the VA. That's just a weird casting choice.
Yeah, and, that's what's hard about Zelda, though. We talked about this in our Skype chat recently that we have. Like, how do you like voice Link for if you just want to give Link a voice? What
Yeah.
you have to be
I
really
don't know how you
careful
do it.
about it.
I don't know how you do it. And to Michael's point, in general, I am not as big of a Mipha fan as most other people. I am hardcore Urbosa fan, followed by Rivali, followed by Daruk, and then followed by Mipha. Not even from that's from a character standpoint.
Sexy Fish Lad.
But Mipha, I don't know. Maybe I'm not horny for fish girls, but Mipha didn't do as much for me as any of the other
Which one's-
champions.
Okay, let me look. I can't remember. All I know is like Sexy Fish Lad.
Sidon is who you're thinking is
I
Sexy
know
Fish Lad.
Sidon.
Mifo is the OG champion.
Oh yeah, she's okay.
You got Mifa, then Sidon. Then you've got Urbosa and Riju. Then you've got Daruk and Yonobo. And then you've got Rivali and Teba.
And so, yeah, Thunder brings up a point, especially specifically for Link, is like, you grew up with these characters. You played Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. You heard the grunts and all that, his ha and all that shit. You hear all that stuff. So
I think that
you get this voice in your head that you kind of project when you were a kid, but now it's like, you know what? I want to see them hone down and give him a personality. We've been playing the character for a while. Let's do something with him.
I agree, but the problem with Link is, from the beginning, Link has been designed to not only be a blank canvas for the character. That's even why Link is designed to be kind of androgynous.
That's true. His character is specific that way, right?
They were they wanted Link to be androgynous because they wanted to appeal to girl gamers.
That's fine.
They wanted them to be able to relate.
Well, and let's just not give him a voice at all. Then let's just keep him how he is. In my opinion,
that's why I said I loved that comic that had him using sign language and had him as explicitly mute.
Yep.
Again,
I'm absolutely okay with that.
I don't think that, and I don't know. Maybe this is a little ignorant of me, but to my knowledge, mute is a weird term that was used erroneously to describe anyone that was deaf to anyone that was non-vocal, neuroatypical, right? Somebody with mental deficiency, anything ranging from, very mild autism to downright non-vocal mental issues. That, like, mute was just a blanket statement for those.
Okay.
And so IRL, I don't think that mute is a useful thing, but in a fantasy world, fine. Someone can just be mute. I'm cool with it.
For mute, but based on Wikipedia, it basically says it's someone who has the inability to speak, but can still recognize speech and understand speech.
Right.
So,
which I don't know how much that actually exists in the real world.
I don't know.
And that's where it treads into stuff that I think
psychological
is...
things for kids, it'll probably exist, but for the most part,
right,
in an adult, it probably doesn't much. It
right,
could.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like mute as a term originates from a time where anyone who couldn't speak for any reason was just labeled as mute, whether or not they were deaf, or whether or not they had severe autism, or whether or not they had any other condition. Right.
Right.
Like, mute was just a blanket term, and so I don't know in a real world standpoint if there can be such a character who is mute. Like, in the real world, can you have someone who is mute but is otherwise neurotypical and no physical disabilities and et cetera, et cetera? I don't know if that's even a thing that's real.
Why not? But it'd be hard to say.
Yeah, right. I genuinely don't know. But in a fantasy setting, I am totally fine with just like, yeah, they're mute, whatever.
It's fine.
Because we know that...
Whatever.
Yeah, we know that Link isn't deaf. That's the only thing. We know for a fact that Link isn't deaf.
Right.
Because he reacts to hearing things.
And so here's another fun thing, and I want to just keep harping on this because I wanted this to do better, but Pokemon. We have a most profitable brand, and then we have a free-to-play game that's fully voice-acted. What the fuck, Nintendo? Come on! Give me something. Like...
Yeah, I guess we're glossing over for your audience here. I am very anti-silent protagonist. I'm over it.
Yes. So, I want to bring this up because I know if you play Genshin Impact, you're actually going to probably think this is really fucking stupid, and in my opinion, it actually kind of is. In the beginning of Genshin Impact, your character is fully voice acted, is telling a story, is talking. It is a thing. They have voice lines. When you're idle, characters will just talk. You can go into her character details or his character details, depending on which one you pick, and they have voice lines. But during the quests, you don't talk. You get options that you reply to. You just don't talk. Paimon, the little cute character that's with you, who is fucking awesome. She's adorable and sassy and she's great. She does all the talking. You don't talk. And I don't know why that is. Because it seems like a missed opportunity.
Kenny and I talked about Paimon a fair amount in PMs, and so I am now very actively. That is the one story element that I really want to know more about.
I love Paimon. Oh
I'm
my god!
I'm not going to explain literally anything else. I'm just going to say Kenny and I talked, and I genuinely am going to be seeking updates on the story purely for that reason, because
About
Kenny.
How she's going to be emergency food?
No, I won't get into it because I don't want to. I just don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
But Kenny PM'd me and said something that a reference to something that only I would get, and was like, I think maybe a similar situation is going on here, and I knew you would like that. And so I was like, oh, I definitely like that. So I'm not going to say anything more because I think if I say anything more, I'm going to ruin it. So I'm not going to say anything.
Anyway, I love Paimon. She's fantastic. She's sassy. She's great. And she brings a lot of character, which is fantastic because your fucking main character is so silent.
Be careful.
And it sucks.
I mean, let's be real. That's a similar issue for me as Joker.
That's true. Yes.
Let's be real. We talk about silent pro tags a lot. It's not often we get a silent pro tag in the real goddamn world.
Yeah. The thing with Joker, they give him like a couple little lines to make it seem like he's interacting. They'll be like, "This is it," or "Yeah," or "Okay," or just very simple one-liners. I don't understand why they couldn't just give him a couple lines to really make you feel engaged with the character. I think that's because in games that we play, certain games want you to put yourself in Joker's spot, in a sense. But you can, I mean, they establish this character. They give him this background. They give him all this stuff.
Well, what's interesting, I think that is probably the only genuine flaw I'd assign to Persona 5.
You know
that's
what?
Genuinely
I'll
like a real serious problem.
I absolutely 100% agree with you.
Because
yeah, it's weird.
When you have something like Link doesn't have character. Pokemon Pro tags don't have character. Not really.
Not really, no. Yes, absolutely.
But Joker has a backstory.
Yep.
He has
all this stuff.
And
he talks with Morgana, but that's what
he has
that's
specific.
What Morgana is.
He has specific. They're not voiced lines, but like
he has those.
He addresses.
He had like
real
this is it.
things.
No, that's, like when he does attacks and stuff in battle, he has voices.
I just meant like via dialogue options that you have, right? Like,
yep.
He's got character, and also let's be honest, there are plenty of other franchises where you have player-created characters that have character. BioWare comes to mind, but like Mass Effect, Commander Shepard,
BioWare does a good job about that kind of stuff.
They have fully voiced everything.
Yep.
And yet and they have fully voiced dialogue chains, right? Like you get to pick.
I mean, but that was the thing about BioWare, right? That's what was so great about the Mass Effect games and the Dragon Age games when they came out is like, whoa, you guys, this shit is fully voice acted, and what I say is a chain reaction to everything, and it's not silent. The MC will go with it, and that in the time was incredible. We still don't have very many games that kind of follow that same.
No, I don't think any game has done it as well as BioWare has.
I would agree. And maybe if anybody knows an indie game that does do this, that's kind of on the scale, please let us know. That'd be great.
Yeah.
But from games that we personally played, and we play a decent amount of games, I wouldn't say we're hardcore in playing a bunch of games, but I do try to branch out as much as possible. But I haven't found a game like BioWare that has done stuff like that.
Well, and they've stepped up their game. I obviously can't speak to Anthem, but like, Mass Effect.
That game. Oh.
Mass Effect was okay, but like Dragon Age Inquisition, first and foremost, they have specific emotional cues rather than just saying, "Oh, Mass Effect was geared in the Paragon Renegade system," so a lot of it is like good or bad ish. It's a bit wibbly on that definition, but it's good or bad.
Crash Bandicoot? What the fuck are you talking about? Crash Bandicoot doesn't have dialogue. Get out of here.
Whereas with Dragon Age Inquisition, they give you like pictograms that describe different emotional like responses, and so it's not just things like good or bad. It's like angry or confused.
Shit.
Or emotional, or intellectual, and there's, depending on the situation, it's different combinations of things, right? Like sometimes your choice is emotional, intellectual, or aggressive, but then other times your responses, other times your responses are sarcastic, heartfelt, or whatever, right? Like they're different depending on the situation.
So I thought of a game that does actually do this with a character that's already established, and we completely glanced over it. It's a game we both love, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh yeah, Aloy. Yeah.
Aloy is fully voice acted, has responses and stuff that are either sarcastic or like it's like smart, aggressive, or caring or something. You know, that's like her like thing that she does. And they are fully voice acted, and she has her own personality, and that game is fan-fucking-tastic.
And I think what makes that work really well is that Aloy is still, they reined it in enough that it's still a single character who is only one way, kind of, right? Like, Commander Shepard can be a lot of different things.
Can be molded, and that's what makes BioWare, but we do have a game example.
Right. And in the Dragon Age sequence, you're playing a different person every time. So that means they have a little bit more freedom. Dragon Age Inquisition, the thing I didn't mention is, in addition to all the different emotional responses, in addition to being a male or female, in addition to being one of 4 different races, they also have 4 different, they have 2 male and 2 female voice actors. They could have just had 1 male, 1 female, but they realized that a skinny, tiny lady elf and a big, giant, basically orc woman
will have the same voice.
Should sound different. And you can actually pick, so you could pick the voice
so
that doesn't
you could have some
well.
ironic shit, which is pretty great.
Yeah, they let you pick, but like, they not only did they voice... Yeah, not only did they write all these like really different emotional, interesting scripts, they voiced every single one of them 4 times over.
That's pretty
and
good,
that's incredible.
No one did it like BioWare did back in the day.
No. Well, and I mean, Inquisition's not even that old. It's a stellar game.
I should play it sometime, probably.
You should... If you ever play any of the Dragon Age games, Mass Effect you should play start to finish.
I have played a Dragon Age game, and I hated it because of the way it performed on the PS3.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I will... Dragon Age 1 and 2, I can give you the cliff notes on. You can go straight to Inquisition. Mass Effect you should play from the beginning because the performance issues aren't that bad, and they add charm.
I've heard recently, and there's been more rumors, that we will probably be getting a Mass Effect remaster. It seems like it's going to be happening. There's
now been like 3 different store leaks.
Yeah, apparently we will be getting it. So, I have a promise that when it comes out, I will get it. And I will play them. Because
we'll do it.
I do think it is something I'll enjoy. I do think it'll be a lot of fun because I've heard a lot of people really like those games, and they do seem like a lot of fun. They are RPG-like, which is right up my alley anyway. And your choices affect what you're doing and all that stuff. So I think I'll play them for sure.
Clearly, what we need to do is we'll have Raw talking it, but then we'll just start a new series when Mass Effect comes out, and that'll be the Let's Play series.
Oh, right. We have to expand our brand, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm okay with this. That sounds fine. Okay, so we got a big tangent of like silent protagonist and all that stuff. So that, in my opinion, is like Genshin Impact's biggest thing. Is you have a fully voice acted like beginning section, and then you have a completely silent protagonist for some fucking reason. I don't know why. The gacha system really isn't that. Like I said, you don't really need it. It's not that big of a deal. You get a bunch of free currency anyway.
I hope we catch up to winning
not a huge
time.
problem. it's
sister.
very worth playing, especially if you like anime and all that stuff. Like if you like that aesthetic, it's very good. So that's what we'll finish on in terms of Genshin Impact, because we have another big ass thing to talk about.
Oh yeah, we're over an hour in and we haven't talked about Smash. I was gonna bring this up at some point.
Let's fucking talk about this goddamn Smash reveal.
Right, let's do this.
Holy crap. Who would have ever thought? I mean, so, if you didn't see, Steve from Minecraft is going to be in fucking Smash Brothers. I personally love it. I think it's fucking awesome. I think he absolutely deserves to be in the game. I think there's a lot of people who think the same way. You're going to get a lot of Twitter haters for sure. But I think everyone thinks the same. It's unique. It's a very big game representation. It's awesome. I think it's hard to do. I think he'll play kind of strange. But who fucking cares? He's in the game. Holy crap, Twitter broke. It's actually pretty crazy.
Twitter literally broke. Twitter, people couldn't upload. Literally during the same 10 minutes that Steve was revealed, Twitter was literally down.
Yeah, he
Were they related? Unknown. Is the joke funnier if they're related? Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's related or not, but it's fucking great. I think he's fantastic. I think he's gonna bring something. Why it might not be, anime sword character or something like that. He'll bring something new and something fun and something different for people who were wanting it into the game, and I think that's great.
My only ever objection to Steve would have been logistically, I don't know how to make it work well.
Yeah,
that's the only reason. Literally the only one.
Yeah.
And so
I'm a little worried.
I think it'd be great. From what I saw, I think they've done it justice.
I hope
Because by the way, I watched it a few times. Pretty sure I've got all his moves mapped to buttons here, and I can explain things that if you only watched it once, you probably missed.
So the down B is his lava bucket. Or no, sorry, not down B. His down smash is lava bucket.
Yes.
Absolutely. 'Cause
Obviously,
it
yes.
went from left to right. That's easy to see. Neutral smash or neutral A or whatever you want to call it. His jab is going to be swinging whatever thing he has in his hand.
Yeah, presumably it will be either punching or if you've got a sword equipped, sword.
Right.
Easy.
Yeah. Pretty simple to do. I don't know his side smash. I'm assuming it's just going to be
Down-
a sword slash or something like that.
I assume so. Down aerial is going to be the anvil.
Yep, that's pretty easy to see.
Side aerial is going to be the pickaxe.
Yeah.
Up aerial, I think I saw him swing a sword or a pickaxe or something.
Yeah,
sure,
that makes
whatever.
sense as well.
So-
Incorporate that pickaxe as much as possible. I think is really cool. Yeah. So
Here's what I got, and I am willing to bet actual IRL money that I've got this correct.
She vanished.
Neutral B is going to be placing blocks.
I don't know. Don't believe
And
me.
the block will either be, my guess,
No, Tom, I'm not
no Thunder, we'll get to that. Neutral B is going to be placing blocks. If you're in the air, you'll place the block directly below you. So that's how he was able to tower up. And then we also saw some people walking and placing blocks. So I think there will be some amount of pathfinding almost to try to place blocks in the best place. I don't know exactly how that worked, but I think neutral B will be block placing.
side B is minecart, right?
Side B is minecart.
Yep, absolutely.
And because I didn't realize it at first, but in the stage section, there's a minecart that goes flying. That was actually created by, there was an Alex on the field.
yeah.
And so,
I believe side B is minecart.
yes.
It would be weird if it wasn't.
Down B is the mining.
So
Because here's what I saw.
here's the weird part.
No. I think it's going to be down B, and here's why. In the scene where he mines into the ground on Battlefield,
Right.
he mines, and then cobblestone shows up, and then the mining animation continues,
Right.
and then iron shows
You'll
up.
be able to do it multiple times and get a certain weapon.
I don't think it's multiple times. I think it's like Cloud's limit gauge, or maybe more accurately, it's like Pac-Man's neutral
Pac-Man's
B.
thing.
All right.
Yeah.
So the
But I mean,
longer you do it,
That means it goes
the
to
better resource you get.
Right, yeah. It'll go to cobblestone, iron, gold, and then diamond.
Cobblestone, iron, yeah, probably like that. Now, my
Or-
guess is that you do it,
Or they skip
And then-
gold and they do emerald, which would be kind of cool.
who knows? But they'll do it, and then my guess is you do that, and then you pocket an ingredient. That'll go over your, like, damage icon. And then if you down B again, with an ingredient in your pocket, you craft.
See,
You generate a crafting table, and then they showed him crafting at a table, and there was a gauge filling up over time, and that gauge will be the kind of sword you have, because they showed a wooden sword, an iron sword.
Yep.
They showed a bunch of different kinds. And so
Okay, here we
that
go.
is
I want more
how you get your swords. And better ones deal more damage, more launch, whatever.
yeah,
Durability.
probably just more damage or more durability. That would also work.
My guess is there's going to be some nuance, and that gold will have like better launch or damage, but like will break after 2 uses. Or
Maybe.
something.
I mean, that'd be cool if they really get that technical into it, and I
Yeah.
very much welcome that. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I agree with you on the moves. I see Dig being neutral
B?
and blocks being down B, but you could absolutely be right. It's hard. It's really hard to say. But I think
Given-
and up B is going to be his wings.
Given that
probably.
he walked one Steve walked and placed blocks,
Yeah,
you can't
then-
walk and down.
But then wouldn't it just because you could turn it into a side B almost if you were.
I think that if you're
walking.
moving slowly enough.
So B makes sense. B does make sense.
So I think down B is going to be in place, charge up like a limit gauge or like Pac-Man's B, and then you do it again. Now, what was interesting to me is there's another shot of him jumping on top of a tree and doing like an up aerial above him, and there's a crafting table already on the ground.
So I wonder if when Steve
how you
gets into
interact
the
with the-
game, if there's a crafting table that just appears.
No, because there's another animation that shows him making it.
Damn. Okay.
The animation that shows him doing it over time, it spawns the crafting table into existence. However, the crafting table is in the background, where as opposed to all the other blocks which he makes are in the play area basically. So I think that's going to be, and then up B is obviously the wings,
Yep.
and then what I don't have any idea about the damn TNT. That's the one I got no idea on.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
I don't know where that gets mapped into.
either, because you do this whole building thing with him.
It almost seems like it should be the down B, but I don't know if that's how it would work.
I think so too, right? I think
Crafting has to be a neutral command because it's the thing he's going to do a ton of. Sorry, the like block placing. That has to be the neutral B because he's going to do it so much.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He's gonna be wicked. In terms
It's going to
of,
be.
like, just. how
I think he's
unique
going
he
to
is.
absolutely wildly devastate duo meta. Because there was a lot of duo shit that involves stages that have corners, that have places where you can back people into corners.
And you can create a corner, but
And you
it
can
seems
make-
like the blocks dissolve pretty fast.
I mean, fast, but not that fast. I'm just saying.
I mean, in it-
I think Steve is going to be a duos S tier. I don't know about singles, but I think duos Steve's going to be insane.
Okay. We'll see.
And then his grab is a tether.
I'm excited because on Saturday, Sakurai is going to do this whole presentation before Minecraft has their presentation, which I didn't even know was
Yes.
a thing. Didn't know Minecraft was going to have a presentation. Had no fucking idea. But I think he'll be really cool and really unique and really fun.
Yeah.
Anybody who says he doesn't deserve to be in Smash can go to
No.
bar soap. Because
No.
What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Like, at this point, now that we're not at the end, like, we still got 4 more people to come, right?
I thought it was 3
I-
more. Is it
4
6?
more. It's 6.
Oh shit! It is 6.
It came up in conversation today. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 6 if somebody has a built-in echo. That might be why it's 6.
Interesting.
The idea that it's like they add Crash, but then also whatever sexy Crash, whatever her name is. All I'm saying is, I wouldn't be surprised if they had a built-in Echo, and that's why it's 6. Maybe not. Maybe they just are actually doing 6. But
Yeah,
like,
maybe they're
I
doing
think
6.
I think that's why it's 6.
I do want to see Crash Bandicoot in the game. Now that we talk about, who would we want
Yes.
for our next ones? I want to see Crash Bandicoot in the
here we
game.
go.
I think it'd be great. It's really a good game for him to be in there, especially in a game that has Banjo-Kazooie already. I think Crash
Yeah.
Bandicoot deserves the game.
No, I think we're due for a few more retro picks.
Yeah.
I do think we're gonna get another Pokemon rep. I'm really hoping it's Zacian and Zamazenta as opposed to Rillaboom or any of the other starters.
Yeah.
Toxtricity would also be fine, though I doubt it.
Yeah, but he's great.
He's great. I think that we're due for another non-starter. We've got Mewtwo, Pichu, Jigglypuff, Lucario, Pikachu. Pikachu's half starter.
Half
but,
starter. All right, I agree.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But we're due for a non-starter. We got Greninja, we got Incineroar. Mix it up. Don't just give us another starter.
But
do the hard thing.
They do need the grass representation of the.
I would love a grass Pokemon as well. That I totally agree. It's shocking we don't have a grass Pokemon.
So
I don't think it'll be Sceptile. Sceptile's in Pocket, isn't he? I'm pretty sure Sceptile's in Pocket. And I don't think they're going to tread any of the same ground.
I want Sceptile,
I don't know
though.
I know. Personally, Grovyle would be better in my opinion.
I want Sceptile.
I would rather have Grovyle.
Because then his fucking Final Smash could be him turning into Mega Sceptile, and going nuts.
Yeah, I mean, fine.
I want Sceptile.
I agree, that's an obvious one.
I want Sceptile. But
we already have Mega Lucario, though.
For Rillaboom, it could
Pretty sure
be
we have
him
Mega
doing
Mewtwo now,
his
too.
Dynamax thing, Mabobber. Gigantamax.
Gigantamax. Yeah, I do think that if they do Sword and Shield, they'd have to do Gigantamax. And that's the only reason I don't think... the starters now have Gigantamax forms. They didn't originally. And also, Zacian and Zamazenta don't have Gigantamax forms.
Right.
They actually can't even Dynamax.
Jigglypuff already has one. It would be just their Final Smash, and that's it. And that'd be fine, in my opinion.
Well, Zacian and Zamazenta... Well, yeah, exactly.
It would... I think it's hard to do a quadruped in Smash specifically.
I don't know. Pokken did it. Pokken has Suicune, and frankly, they have Chandelure as well, so, fuck it.
Pokken Tournament is weird, though. It's
is.
developed by... Well, I say it's developed by Bandai Namco, but so is Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers is also helped develop by Bandai Namco.
I recently saw something... that blew me away. It was either, Xenoblade or Breath of the Wild. Capcom helped on Breath of the Wild or some shit?
I believe so.
I know Monolith Soft helped them do the terrain in Breath of the Wild. Monolith Soft, they contracted them out to do terrain management. I feel like there was some other big name that got contracted out. Capcom did a bunch of the handheld Zelda games.
Yep.
So they did Oracles. They did Oracles and they did Minish. And I don't know if they did Link Between Worlds. I don't know.
I don't know either. So
if you haven't played Link Between Worlds, do it. It's a treat.
My picks for
who's
the
left?
Next characters. Crash Bandicoot, absolutely.
For what?
I think he's a shoo-in. It seems like such an obvious retro pick.
I agree. It's a good retro pick. It's a good Sony, it's a good Sony representation. I think it'd be fantastic. I would be happy with Sora, but it's again anime sortie boy, so maybe not.
I will say I'm officially, after looking at all the picks today and then seeing Minecraft, I am officially. I don't care about timeliness or relevance anymore. I straight up, I don't think it's relevant anymore.
So here's the thing, though. Here's the crazy thing, because Minecraft is technically relevant because they're having a big presentation about whatever next update.
Minecraft Live, yes. but in terms of like release dates or content updates,
Like, everyone-
literally none of the DLC characters have been relevant from that standpoint.
Everyone was thinking it was Crash Bandicoot because the new Crash comes out tomorrow.
Yeah,
Or
I
Crash 4.
officially straight up do not think that game releases matter at all anymore.
I
They
would
don't.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
Like
I
the
agree.
most Byleth was the most timely, and it was still 6 months after the fact.
But
Arms was 3 years late.
yeah,
Can you
that's
tell us
very
more
true.
about the
So I
X-Men?
think
Persona 5 Joker was 2 years late.
yeah, but that was awesome. Oh my god, I remember that drop.
No, it's
Fuck.
really cool. I'm just saying timeliness
what about
is
Dragon
no
Quest?
longer relevant.
How long was Dragon Quest 11 out before they dropped Hero?
I'm
What you're
I
saying
still
is that
on
they
my
don't play
on my
fair.
computer I still have Skype, so I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, because I don't know. Also, so yeah, Crash Bandicoot I think is fantastic. I think it needs to be in the game. It's Sony
Yeah,
representation.
he deserves it.
it's retro. It's awesome. He deserves it. I think it's cool.
He deserves it for the same reasons Banjo does.
Absolutely. I think we should get a Monster Hunter. I think it'd be really cool. The story mode already has Rathalos in there.
I actually don't think we're gonna get
I
Monster
don't-
Hunter.
Yeah, I don't know if we will, just because if we have Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and they have Monster Hunter in it, I'm not sure that they would,
Well, there was a thing where they talked about how as far as Capcom's concerned,
goes
the
without
face of the
saying.
Monster Hunter brand is Rathalos,
Yeah, that's true. So
which means that they're good. They don't need
I do
any more.
I do think we'll get another Capcom representation, whether that be like I don't think we'll get Dante from Devil May Cry. Everybody would want that.
I do think that flat out, we are never gonna get a runner gunner. We're never gonna get Master Chief. We're never gonna get Doomkai. I think they're just straight up never gonna happen.
I would agree with that, yeah.
I feel like at this point we would have had one by now, and Sakurai has probably said straight up that that is a thing he can't do in Smash.
Yeah. I think
He probably doesn't want guns.
I
He
think
probably
we'd
doesn't
see
want.
either Zero or Proto Man, maybe something from Capcom that's also retro. I think something from the Mega Man series would be really cool and retro at the same time.
Okay, I do have the timeliness pulled up. I have that
Okay,
chat.
let me go over my stuff first, and then we'll get to that.
Okay.
So, Crash Bandicoot, probably something from Capcom. Whether Monster Hunter would be my favorite, but I see them doing maybe a retro prick. I would like to see something come out of Konami and do Alucard from Symphony of the Night from another Castlevania representation.
I don't. He's an assist trophy already.
I know.
He's a boss.
Oh, Dracula's a boss, not Alucard.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Dracula's a
But
boss.
I don't know.
Alucard
I
is an
don't see
assist
that
trophy, but I would like to see something out of Symphony of the Night or something out of like F-Zero, that type of thing. Some of that like retro representation there. Some kind of retro representation would be good. So we have Crash, Capcom representation, some kind of retro representation from Nintendo days, Rex and Pyra from Xenoblade.
They deserve it.
They deserve it. They deserve it. Put them in the game.
It could be any combination
Put
of
them
Rex,
in
Pyra,
the
Mithra.
fucking
I don't care.
Game.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What do we do?
You have
them-
Schultz.
Have Mithra just be the fucking just be the goddamn other colors.
Well, no, it would probably be some type of mode situation where you have Rex, and then you have Pyra Mithra as a mode switch, and then Numa is the final smash.
Like just put
easy,
them,
done,
Put them in the
boom.
fucking game. They deserve to be in the game. Put them in the game.
Yeah, I fully agree. I really hope they make it in. I really hope that this like second DLC pack was what got Sakurai to do it.
And then
If I'm being totally honest, I
Here we
don't think they're gonna make it. I want them. They deserve it.
they deserve it.
I don't think they're gonna get it.
And
though.
then I see a Pokemon being in there. The only one I would probably change is like the retro Konami Capcom or retro Konami. Some kind of that one could be something that out of left field that we don't even see. It could be a fucking Sora. It could be a goddamn Goku. Who fucking knows what it could be?
I really do not doubt. I still think Geno's on the table.
I disagree.
I think
disagree.
Geno could be the last one.
It could be Paper Mario. I would be okay with changing my like Castlevania and all that stuff, whatever, to be a Paper Mario representation. I would be fine with that.
I feel like that would have been this year. It's the 35th anniversary of Mario. This
you
would have
gotta
been
give
the
it a year.
time.
We still have December, dude.
We might get a reveal in December. I doubt it, but we might.
We still got December.
I don't think Paper Mario is going to happen. I also agree that it should. But I don't think so.
Anyway,
I would have said Astral Chain. Akira
maybe
deserves to be in, but they already did a Spirit event explicitly with the 2 heroes. So sorry, but no.
Man, that's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, like I know that Spirits don't deconfirm because of Min Min or whatever, but they did like a whole unassociated with anything else. They did an Astral Chain Spirit event. It's not happening. Sorry. Same with Octopath. They did an Octopath Spirit event. If you were unaware, like
I
no one
wouldn't want anybody from Octopath though. That'd be really hard to do and kind of weird.
It would be really hard to do. The Spirits are really cool. They're all duos. It's like Ulberic, Honnet, and then Primrose and Ophelia, I think. Like, it's really cool. It was a great tribute, but, like, they're obviously not getting it.
Yeah, that'd be very difficult to pull off.
Good job.
Yeah, I agree, because it would be, like, even, like, yeah, I don't even know how they do it. Like, it's too hard, because it's such a turn-based... It's a love letter to turn-based JRPGs. Like, they couldn't do it.
So, what's the timeline from when Dragon Quest came out to when it got put in the game?
Okay, so I'm just going to go in order. Joker came out. He was added. I'm not going to talk about reveals, only releases. Joker was added to Smash in April of 2019. Persona 5 released September of 2016. So 2.5 years.
Damn, that's a lot.
Hero. So strictly talking about Dragon Quest XI, Hero's kind of a weird one because he's like half retro, half not.
Right, because specifically the one they announced was the Dragon Quest XI Hero. So
correct.
We'll kind of keep it there.
That was July of 2019.
That game came out in 2018?
DQ11 released July of 2017.
Oh my god, was it really 2017?
So 2 full years.
Holy crap!
So Joker, 2.5 years. Hero, 2 years. Banjo, obviously not even remotely topical. Terry, not relevant at all. And then Byleth was 6 months. January 2020 added to Smash. July 2019, Three Houses released. So 6 months. And then Min Min was June 2020, and ARMS released June 2017, so 3 years.
Damn.
So I mentioned this today.
Release doesn't matter.
I mentioned this today. Rex and Pyra, if they were released right now, would be more timely than Min Min was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I'm officially, like, it could be anyone. Like, timeliness, I straight up don't think that what's relevant right now matters. Now, Minecraft Live, interesting.
Yeah.
And I'll grant that.
Pretty interesting.
But I don't think that
it was underneath our nose the
as
whole
a
time.
general statement, I don't think any of it's relevant.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Like, whatever's right now. And by that, that means Rex and Pyra still totally on the table.
I sure fucking hope so.
Also, genuinely,
Because they deserve it.
I think that Bokoblin for Smash, I don't think it would happen on DLC, but all I'm saying is Piranha Plant was awesome.
Piranha Plant was great.
I love Piranha Plant, and Zelda, we've got 3 Links, and then we've got Zelda Ganondorf. Like,
what's another, like...
I genuinely think that if they did Zelda, it may well be fucking Bokoblin. Don't forget, sorry, actually briefly talking about World of Final Fantasy. On the level up charts, unless the skill has the little like white ring around it on the grid, it applies to all forms. And so your Tonberry, you need to go level up the other forms because it applies to all forms.
Yeah. This guy.
Yes. Sorry, there's a delay. But yes, the other sphere grids go do the other grids because as long as it doesn't have the white ring, it applies to all of them. moving on. Yeah, no, but timeliness doesn't matter.
Yeah, I agree.
So, on one hand, that genuinely means that Rex and Pyra totally still on the table
It should be.
because they're as relevant as anybody else.
They deserve to be in the game. Put them in the game, Sakurai.
Yeah. But as far as some of the others go, I don't know. I think we're gonna get
a Pokemon.
I don't know.
I think we're gonna get a Pokemon. How would they
There's-
not?
Don't know. If they did Pokemon, I think it would be a trainer.
Oh, interesting. A trainer would be interesting. I think it. I still think
It
it'd
would
be a starter,
it would be a way-
or it would be,
a-
like you're saying, like a one-off cool Pokemon. Like, what about the new Panda guy in the expansion?
Oh yeah, Urshifu. I don't think they do it just because he's DLC.
Man, you might be right.
I love Urshifu, but I don't think they want to make the face of their Pokemon in this gen be a DLC character. I'm not crazy.
Maybe.
The
Maybe.
face of Sword and Shield.
They sure want that weird head guy with the goddamn deer face.
Olmec?
I don't know. I just don't like it. I think it's stupid.
Deer face. Oh, Calyrex.
Big brain boy.
Calyrex, yeah.
Yeah, that guy looks.
No, I don't think they would make a DLC character just because they want... They're not trying to advertise DLC. They want to be the face of the game, you know?
Pikachu? Got it. Well, the face of the game, that game is Charizard.
Right, that's the problem. I think that Leon could totally have been a trainer character in Smash if his signature Pokemon wasn't fucking Charizard.
Man, Charizard's fucking everywhere. I love Charizard. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Charizard. I think Charizard's great. But what the fuck?
Can we just watch Gotcha on this channel a few times and talk about how amazing a music video that was?
That music video was incredible.
Jaden and I watched it.
Holy fuck.
I didn't bring it up in chat today, but my husband and I watched it a few times last night.
It's
So you know how I talk about how they did Alder dirty?
Yes, you said that.
Okay. So they did, but
But
I was really mad that when I looked up that list of champions, Iris wasn't in there either.
Oh, really?
But then I was like, well, obviously Iris was in the gym leader section, right? Also wrong.
Wait, what?
In the very, very brief dragon trainer montage bit, Iris is not there.
My God. I'm sorry. Give me a second. That thing
Oh, yes, you
is
got it.
so fucking cute.
Yes, you got it.
Oh my God.
The lesser Cyril. I'm so glad you finally got it.
It's so fucking adorable.
I'm so glad. I didn't want to spoil this one. This is the one you get in like a post-game dungeon. You can get this form directly instead of the Moomba.
My
Lesser Cyril is so good.
holy shit! That thing is the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen. All right, do I
It's so
have?
good.
Do I have any of the? Where are they? Where's the?
We'll go do the the Seraphones.
There we go. I think I can
Oh.
create
Transfig?
the little one.
You should be able to do that really soon, but you're already doing it, so whatever.
Boom! Oh my God! It is.
It's so good.
So cute.
I love
Holy
Moomba,
shit.
but Lesser Cyril is so good.
It's so good.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
If this was the first form I saw, because Moomba's kind of hard to. We're getting off track for those who are listening. If you saw Moomba first, I would know. I had no idea it was a coral. But if I saw that first, I absolutely would think. If it had a different name than Lesser Coral, I think I'd be like, oh shit, that's what it is. But that threw me off. Anyway, so we'll go
It's
back
so
to
good. What were we? I don't even know what we were talking about. Pokemon?
Yes, the music video, which is please.
Oh,
if you haven't seen
yeah.
it, go watch it.
So I was like, they did Alder dirty. He should be in the champion montage, and they only showed his arm, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then we realized, my husband and I watched it. There's a segment where they show all the different. Basically, it's Elite Four and gym leaders and trial captains. Basically, all your major.
It's so fucking cute.
All your major type specific trainers show up in this montage, and it's per type. And specifically, there's a dragon type one, but it only shows for like 10 frames. I don't know. It's very, very short. But it only has Claire, Drake from the Elite Four and Gen 3. His hat is there, but like he's not. But Salamence is, so it's definitely him.
Yeah,
And then-
Salamence is in the thing.
Yeah, and then the Gen 6 Elite Four woman who has the like bone necklace situation going on. She's there. And then there's one other dragon type trainer. I think I can't remember. But Iris isn't there. And so I realized I was like, did they just not show Iris in this entire video? Iris is so important, right?
Alright. Maybe they didn't.
Right. Well, they did. So
What?
you know that scene where I thought that Alder claps?
Mm-hmm.
It just shows the arms. In that freeze frame, if you forget like I did, Iris and Alder, neither of them are white. They both have a similar-ish skin tone. On the freeze frame, it is very clearly an older man's hand and a young girl's hand.
Interesting.
And the sleeve is actually Iris's sleeve, but with lighting. So Alder has this like yellow-orange kimono thing going on. Iris has like a white and pink champion outfit. It's her sleeve, and it's Iris and Alder doing a high five. So
Okay.
they still did both of them dirty by never showing their face, but
high five?
they're both in it
They're high five?
technically.
But
I'm so mad that they only got that where Diantha gets a whole thing. I don't like Diantha at all.
So much happens in that animation, and it all happens so fast. But God,
It's incredible.
Is it not the most beautiful fucking thing I've seen?
It's incredible.
It's
and,
so good.
And I talked about it in chat. The Stand By Me references are...
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's
they
very cool.
referenced... my only question about that, was that something specific to the English localization? Or was that actually in the Japanese version too?
I have no idea.
I have absolutely no idea on the text. And I don't know if I'm gonna... I can Google it and try to find out.
I'm sure someone has done the math already. But I have no clue. But man, is it not cool. But yeah, guys, if you haven't seen...
Oh, the very first thing is a question on like a localization forum of like, does the Japanese one actually refer to the same thing?
If you haven't seen Gacha, which is a music video for Pokemon that they made, they animated, it's animated by the guys who make One Punch Man. It's fantastic. Go watch it. If you've already seen it, go watch it again because holy shit, it's very, very good.
The Japanese one actually references Stand By Me as well.
Okay, so yeah, they were true to the translation.
Yeah, that was actually that localization. I just assumed was an American thing, but nope, that's not it.
That's pretty cool.
Apparently, Earthbound references Stand By Me as well.
I mean, why do they love it so much? Why does Japanese culture love Stand By Me so much?
Yeah, because so this one's interesting. This is Earthbound 1, so the one with Ninten.
Oh yeah,
Not
yeah,
NES?
not NES.
Not NES, Ninten.
Nintendo.
The English,
the NES
the-
look-alike.
the English text of the reference in Earthbound 1, or Mother, was, I remember walking through the tunnel when I was young. I want to see what was on the other side. The Japanese version translated is, one time when I was little, I walked through the tunnel, I went to see a dead body, which is explicitly what Stand By Me is about.
That is Stand By Me. Oh my god, that cat is so fucking cute. Jesus.
I know, right? I'm so glad you like it. It's
Oh
so
my
good.
god, it's so cute. Okay.
But yeah, no, I don't understand why Stand By Me. I mean, on the one hand, I don't get it.
See,
On the other
Michael?
hand, it seems like a solidly Americana tale, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like it's like a 1950s, 60s Appalachia
Well, we beat 'em
railroad,
once,
like,
beat 'em again.
but at the same time,
I don't
it's a
think our
coming of
friend
age
was
story
bad
that
as
happens
he
in the
tried before.
wilderness, which seems very par for the course for Japanese
I wasn't
media.
trying
Like,
either.
honestly.
Thanks, Lon.
Like-
That's good to know.
Frankly, I could absolutely see this being the plot of any Japanese movie
What can I say?
or
Yeah.
TV show.
Yeah.
Like, it actually seems like it would be very reasonable. So from that standpoint, yeah, I totally get it. But yeah, no, apparently Stand By Me is a bit of a thing. Like, it's
Like a cult classic over there,
yeah, like they're aware of this movie.
which is cool.
Yeah, I would never would have known, but it makes sense.
I don't.
Tama,
I wouldn't have ever
do you know
guessed,
anything
you
else
know,
about those
like
three
out of all the
heralds?
movies, be like, hey, what American movie has influenced Japanese
Maybe
culture
firsthand.
a bunch? My first thought would not be Stand By Me.
Knights are the like an army.
Yeah, no.
They have the lots
That
of
said,
numbers.
honestly, fucking classic. I love that movie.
I've seen the movie a total of 0.5 times.
Not only
Oh,
that,
have you not seen it all the way through?
I have never seen it all the way through.
numbers are the
Oh my goodness, it is an absolute treat.
I've seen
It is-
like them walking down the
The tracks.
tracks. I get like those references and stuff, but I know what the movie's about, but I've just never seen it all the way
Don't
through.
hold back.
It is probably the best coming of age anything I've seen ever. It is. And I think the reason for that is a lot of coming of age stories are about overcoming some great hurdle,
Right? Yeah.
and this one is about dealing with a reality that you weren't prepared for.
Interesting.
Like the whole thing is they're all going to see a dead body, right?
Right. Yeah. That's the
They
point.
heard
right?
there's a dead body in the woods.
You guys want to go see it?
They want to see the dead body. And
Didn't the champions
the
boss
reality
stop
of
them?
it
Of course they
is
would
not
try.
what they were wanting.
Without the
It's not what they
champions,
wanted.
the whole
Right.
goal
And
of
there
Talkin's
are
work
other
was
things too.
defiled.
There are older characters that treat them poorly,
Wait,
that threaten
don't all
them,
three of the heralds
that
have names?
They sure the do.
there are other aspects of the movie than that, but that's sort of the
That's it.
core of it is
That's it,
that
right?
the core of it is that reality does not bend to your will. It is not what you expect it to be. And also like it has a combination of there's the lonely kid who thinks that this will make him tougher. There's the nerdy chubby kid that thinks that will make him tougher.
Yeah.
There's the jock kid that thinks he can totally handle it, and the reality is none of them really can.
Right. I mean, seeing a dead
And-
body's kind of a big deal. To be fair.
Yeah, like it's well, in this case it's like a bloated body, like it's a
Yeah.
gross dead body.
Yeah. Well, they don't understand what happens to dead when
Right.
it decomposes and stuff.
Right. And so yeah, it's all of them. It's kind of like half Breakfast Club, half
All right.
it's like half Breakfast Club,
I'm just gonna let
half
you sit here and die on this hill.
Well, don't.
No, it's because the Breakfast Club is coming of age, but for several characters at once in different ways, right?
Yes. Very high school
And-
very kind of,
Right. So
but
come
like
on.
they're all coming,
get
they're
this
all
done.
having a coming of age, but in totally different ways. And Stand By Me is like the same thing.
God, how much longer
I-
does this shit go on for?
I don't know. The chains are stupid. I don't
I
like this
hate this
section
part
of the game.
and I want to get to a save point.
It's fun for like 20, 30 minutes, and then it gets old.
Yeah, I just want to get to a save point so we can
let's
end
do
for the day
this.
because we've had a really good discussion. I don't want it to burn out. Just looking for a fucking
No,
save
we can
point.
go on. Frankly, I've had enough alcohol. We can keep this going.
Well, my wife just got home with a bunch of groceries that I need to probably help out, so I need to be done soonish. So anyway,
Yeah. Anyways,
Pokemon, great stuff.
yeah. No, Gotcha is great. We can end the stream with just watching that on stream once or
trouble at
twice.
Good job.
It's very good.
It was
animated
incredible.
Insanely well. It blew me out of the
Yeah.
water. Just being like
A lot of people were saying like, why can't the anime be like this? And people were like, because if the anime was like this, we'd get 3 episodes a year.
yeah, oh yeah.
Like, sorry,
I mean, yeah.
Like,
that
the
was
reason-
2 minutes long, and I
Yeah.
bet you it took a lot of fucking money.
yeah, Pokemon is an anime that comes out with 50 or 60 episodes a year. Sorry, you don't get that quality
You know,
with that.
And-
Like, sorry, that doesn't work.
it's for kids. It is a for
Yes.
kids show. That's what Pokemon
Yes.
is for. That's what Pokemon always has been.
But that music video was absolutely a love letter to the franchise
It was, yeah.
in the
And-
best ways.
in the best way. And you know what's really like they'll never end Pokemon. It's not gonna be a thing.
Nah.
But if they were, that right there would have been the way to fucking do it.
Yeah,
Cause
absolutely.
it was that good.
That was the single best bit of Pokemon media they've probably ever put out.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like every movie,
I have no
every
argument.
movie, every episode of the show. No, I think that 2-minute music video was the best thing they've ever done.
I have no argument for that. I think that is absolutely true.
Yeah,
I hate these fucking.
but also go watch Stand By Me.
Oh, we're almost done. Okay, thank God. Oh, this is so frustrating. Yeah. I
also
know- I
Stand
know
By
it's-
Me, based on a Stephen King novella.
It is based on a Stephen King novel. Yeah.
Yep. Well, novella. It's only like 30 pages.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Same.
It's
difference.
short. Fun fact: if you've never read this,
The silence.
there is an amazing Stephen King.
All the same.
It's not even a novella. It's a short story. It's only like 10 pages.
Mhm.
But he wrote a sci-fi horror short story
Stephen King did.
that is really, really good.
Wow, interesting. He makes
It's
some-
about
he makes some
it's
good
about
stuff.
the problematic understanding of teleportation.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh God. That could
it's
go wrong.
really freaky. It's really good though. And for real, like I may send it to you because it genuinely takes like 20 minutes to read. Like it's not long. You can find it online. You don't have to buy a copy of anything.
Is it the same thing
It's
with this hole that we were?
The what?
The hole that was made, whatever the fuck that.
Oh yeah, Amigara fault.
All right,
That
we'll
was
wait
weird
just-
though. But now you know the meme. Now you know it.
I do. Sadly.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna send you the other one I read that was really, really good recently, and I had it open on my phone for like 3 months and never read it, but it was like a Chrome tab on my phone. Was A Pail of Air, which you're probably unfamiliar with.
Nope, no idea what you're talking about.
Sci-fi short story, but the premise behind the story is, you know how there's this constant existential threat of a wandering black hole coming near enough the solar system to fuck up all the orbits and send the Earth shooting off away from the sun?
Yeah. Like crashing into us or sucking it. Some kind of existential crisis that something's going to run into the Earth and destroy us, or we're going to get sucked into a black hole. What have you?
Right. So in this case, the story is that a black hole comes near enough to disturb the solar system orbits enough that Earth doesn't get destroyed, but the orbit it gets flung away from the sun. So what happens in that situation, right? we don't have a sun anymore, so we just get cold. And
Oh,
the
yeah. I mean, everything just
yes.
ceases to
So
exist.
The premise is that there's this family who the parents have been around since it happened. The kids were born shortly after it happened. And the Earth is now far enough away from the sun that not only is the planet frozen, but the air has condensed to a solid. And so they survive by periodically going outside in protective suits.
And eating the air?
Well, they get a pail of it and they bring it back home where they have a fire going. And the air sublimates.
That's awesome.
And they do this like once a day.
That's so cool.
And that's the whole... And I won't get into it. I won't spoil it because I had no idea beyond that. But that's the premise of the story. And it's so neat because it's
That's pretty cool.
It's like hard sci-fi, but in a really artistic, like it uses sort of lots of metaphor and pretty language and stuff. Like a lot of hard sci-fi is world building, and this has a little bit of that. And frankly, this story and the Stephen King thing have a lot in common, where both of them are literally like, it's a story about a person telling a story about how the world got the way it is. So like half of A Pail of Air is the dad of this family talking about how the world got to the way it is. And then half of the Stephen King story is a dad describing to his two children about the history of teleportation and how it got there. But then the other half of the story is this like hard sci-fi nitty gritty. It's so good.
All right, we've been streaming for 2 hours, recording for an hour and 51 minutes. Thanks, everybody. I'm gonna end it there. Subscribe to our OnlyFans.
I
Wait,
don't know.
no, subscribe to our
I'm not
Patreon
ready
to get our OnlyFans.
I'm not ready to go.
I can't tell. There's nothing I can do, man. I can hit the button and we're done. I have all of the power here. You are a powerless boy.
Oh.
Sorry. It's just how it goes. It's just how it goes, man. Maybe we'll do a... You know what we could do? Is instead of... Maybe Sunday, you and I can get together and we can do a recording and we can upload it, and then I can do another episode on Thursday with a little shorter episode with a guest.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything going on this weekend, but this is probably something that should happen post recording.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just for people who are informed and who are listening right now. You can check us out, YouTube in the links if you've missed everything, or if you want to go listen to us be stupid, or if you've missed an episode. All of the episodes will be uploaded to YouTube. They're also the VODs on Twitch. Follow us on Twitch. Follow us on Twitter. Everything is down below on my...
Subscribe to the Patreon to get our OnlyFans.
Yeah, subscribe to the Patreon to get our OnlyFans. For there, you'll see a very tasteful picture of Joe.
Not of Andrew. Just me.
Just Joe, because he's the one behind the camera. You will see a very tasteful. And you know what? There's a clue. That's a clue. Tasteful picture. That's all you're getting. All right. Thanks, everybody, and we appreciate it. We will see you next week while I have a guest. I'm talking with somebody now about having a guest. It is right now. I'm talking with my support in Smite, she's a girl gamer, so that's always great to have. But she's been in a fairly competitive esports scene a little bit, and so that's a cool take to see that you really don't get to talk too much. So I think that'd be pretty... I don't get to talk too much. I don't know. You guys might. I don't know your life. And you know what? We'll also have a brief interview with Kitty, the mod of a dead stream. Subscribe to our Patreon. Get our OnlyFans. Get that tasteful picture of Joe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Sign off.
God damn it, every time.